Alright, here we go with the first game. Let me switch um the names here as well. ProNoobs. It has to be DBLA because I can't write the whole name. Gummy Bear Lizard Army. Question for people who do or not playing. Could do playing Civ picks and stuff. Yes. This is my 2v2 Nomad tournament, and it has some unconventional settings, you could say. It's Nomad, always Nomad for the first game, and the players have to go random civilization. That's why we'll see lots of variation in the civilizations, hopefully here. Though we do see Bulgarians again here. But for the game 2, the losing team will get to pick a map. Let's call it a home map, but they basically just pick from a pool. And they will get to pick a map, hopefully suitable to the civs. And in game 2, the civilizations will be reversed. Which effectively means that for the next game, Gummy Bear the Lizard Army will be playing Slavs and Bulgarians, and ProNoobs will be playing these two civs. You have your own tournament? Fantastic. Yes! I did have one earlier this year as well, but this is a different situation. We let who's gonna do the free boom and he will carry your ass. That's all the Nomad starts. It's a Nomad tournament, so there's a pool. I should make a command for the map pool as well, actually. But it involves Bedouins, Nomads, Nile Delta, Pilgrims, Settlers, Mega Random Nomad, only for the lowest two brackets, and yeah. Some variation of only land and then some hybrid maps. Let's have a look at the random seeds here now, though. We have GBLA here, Who's Your Daddy with Chinese here. Good pocket player in team games, usually, although he's pure micro nerd, so he actually prefers playing archers, I think. He's with Chinese here, so he has both kinds of options here, and his adversary, Rosenheim, is pretty close here, so we might be seeing some towers or some land aggression here, who knows. As for Who's Your Daddy's teammate, we have Shagger here with the Portuguese. Just now taking into Loom to compensate for some idle time or houseness, I think. Not African clearing, Bedouins, but it's kind of similar map. With the Portuguese, nice civilization for naval purposes because of cheaper technologies for the Portuguese, or is it faster? It's faster, I think, maybe 30% faster. Match is not going to work. That's tied to my main account. So Portuguese should challenge Water, in my opinion. They have 20% discount on all gold units, so it should be easier to remass naval units, but you obviously will have to have a decent start, food and resource wise, to get an early fuel age and contest the water game. Finally, we have Snappy here with the Bulgarians in the purple. Right, TC right on the stone here. That means that Snappy could get some nice and early creposts or castles up here without fearing losing the stone. And we have Rosenheim with the Slavs here. Fantastic farm eco. Actually not extremely dependent upon keeping the fish economy because the Slavs farms are amazing. Yeah, Bedouins has more shore fish in the lakes. That's one difference. And the NSS version also has a horse scout, so it's almost comparable to Arabia games in that sense. I just realized that that's the one I put in the pool, but it's not a scout that can attack units, so it's just facilitating the map vision a bit, I guess. Alright, so now the players' positions, they're getting started. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here to get to that fuel age. And we'll see what the Feudal Age brings. Fast forwarding a bit on Nomad there, just having a look at the scouting. Who's just realizing that the enemy is right next to here. Finding it with the villagers, so rip villager for Who's Your Daddy, I guess. Dock over here, a little bit of fish. And all the players now on the way to the Feudal Age, so once we get to the Feudal Age, we're gonna slow this down a bit to catch up. But we do have one. We have Snappy at the Feudal Age, so we'll need to slow down now. So Snappy here with the Bulgarians committing only to fish for now, surprisingly so. Not making any naval army as far as I can see, even with Shagger right around the corner here. Rosenheim with some walls up around town center, playing it very compactly here. This could be easily punished by towers from Who's Your Daddy actually, if Who's Your Daddy's scouting is on point. Tower outside of TC range on the woodland here, maybe. And then, I don't know, maybe you could sneak up another. This looks like an opening, so you could probably sneak a tower up here as well. But where's the naval army? Snappy, why aren't you contesting water with the earlier Feudal Age here? That's important. Even with the scouting on point here, Shagger right around the corner is allowed to freely fish here. Although Shagger did relocate the fish over here. Also in the village, these guys don't like fighting on water, by the looks of it. There's literally no... Wait, Who's Your Daddy is making a fire galley? And he's the player furthest away from all the docks here. Could punish Rosenheim's food eco here, but what we really want to do, I think, is punish the Bulgarians here, because the Slavs could so easily adapt to land. Ideally, you contest both, obviously. Snappy with the Bulgarians men at arms here. Nicely, quick call out by Who's Your Daddy for now. Might lose a villager here. And yeah, one villager down again for Who's Your Daddy. This is the lowest elo bracket. This is 1000 to 1250, and after that I'll be casting 1650 to 1800. Hey there, Rosenheim. You got lucky with the timing there then. Nice. Rip Man at Arms, that's a bit of an unfortunate opening for Snappy there, but well, finds the TC, only to eat TC fire here. While Who's Your Daddy is taking some responsibility on water here to take out Rosenheim's fish, and that's going to be quite a few losses for Rosenheim here, because they literally don't have any presence on water. They're focusing on land aggression here, which could pay off. But in the meantime, they'll be losing precious food income here. Right, so scouts for Snappy here. Men at Arms into scouts, which is something the Bulgarians can do. And the fish boom still going uncontested for Snappy here, so this is some solid food income here, which eventually and hopefully Who's Your Daddy will be contesting. And I see Rosenheim losing all the fish here, should probably just adapt to farming on land, which is already done here. 3 on gold, Castle Age on the just about to kick in here. For the slabs, and looks like we're seeing some Pike Siege kind of investment here. Snappy being plain annoying here, not getting any more kills. Now we see the Eco KD here, very much in favor of Gummy Bear Lizard Army here, with all the fishing ships being taken out. Villager counts deceivingly similar though, so there has to be some idle time at play here, I think, or something. So even with the men-at-arms and scouts investments, we have Snappy on the way to the Gas Age, which will unlock the potential for Kreposts. And the placement here, Rosenheim kind of in the sandwich between Shagger and Who's Your Dad here, but that means that the Bulgarian player could safely expand to the left-hand sides and get a nice economy rolling that way. Snappy really wants to take these berry villagers from the Chinese though. Just keeps pounding away at the palisades here and forcing Who's Your Daddy to react. Who in the meantime is going for the archers here with the Chinese. So I guess Shagger will be providing knights with the Portuguese here then. Double stable knights. +1 is in. And there's the castle age for the Chinese player as well. Three stables? Yeah, it's a turtle. Even more. Boosting the numbers of production here. The 8 knights out for Shagger. As Rosenheim is going for longswords and spears here, so kind of a spear, pike, longsword push here. Shagger is on point with the knights, and knights, they will just shred longswords, especially in small numbers like this. The spearmen of Rosenheim here, they do have +2 defense and 1 attack though, so that makes it awkward for the knights to engage, although with more knights than spears, you could still take reasonable fights. Shagger with the second TC here in a peculiar spot. 1.5 tile or something, 1 to 2 tiles away from the gold here, but at least securing this gold here from raids like, yeah, who knows what, knights or whatever combos brought to the field here, scouts for the time being. Who's Your Daddy with the TC on stone here, useful on Nomad because you need castles for map control and defense on Nomad maps like this. Let's have a look at the scouting here. Kind of limited scouting, but I guess you could say that of most of the players here. In my opinion now, Shagger needs to find Snappy, use the mobility of the knights, find Snappy and try and deal some damage to the higher score and possibly more dangerous player for Nomad, the Bulgarian player who has such an easy boom with cheaper TCs and cripples for map control. If you deny this TC with the nice movement, of course you need to find it. And yeah, I like how Shagger is spreading out now and getting some scouting done on the map here and looking for places to hit. But spreading out the numbers, that renders your army more vulnerable to enemy attack as well. And these 3 knights now are very likely to be focused down by Snappy's Bulgarian knights here, who also has slightly better upgrades, +2 defense. Oh, big fight in the middle here. Snappy with the upgrades, but not with the numbers here. +2 attacking in as well. But that's a fight that Shagger should win handily here. Not. There we go. Rip Villager. Defensive castle for Rosenheim. Can it be denied? Will Shagger see this in time? I don't think so. Oh, oh, oh! Come on! Come on! Come on! Stop it! Stop it! Ah, that castle is up. That's gonna go up. And Pike enter the field as well. This is very bad for Shagger's Knights. Those are all gonna be slaughtered now. Okay, I guess it's a worthwhile commitment getting some villagers there and delaying that castle significantly. But it also means that quite a few knights go down the drain here now. So full on pikes investment here by Rosenberg. Let's see for who's your daddy here now, investing into the crossbows, but yeah, 12 of them, is that going to be enough? There's a castle here as well, kind of limiting who's your daddy's expansion here. It has a TC up to the north as well, but so much of the map to the left now for Snappy to take if ProNoobs can keep this the map position they got now. I see another castle here from Snappy as well, getting dangerously close to Shagger here, denying some more resources as well, and the Pike's just chewing away at the army that Shagger has on the field. I think we'll need to see a tech switch from the Portuguese here, because Knights aren't going to work out against Slavs, Pikes, and eventually Halberdiers in the long run, I think. Okay, that's gonna take Cruiser Daddy a while here. Cramped up in the corner, tie a little bit of expansion to the north. They are controlling the naval situation. But look at this. 3 town centers for Snappy here. Quite close to the golds in the middle there as well. Lots of gold cramped up in the middle there. Gold is going to become an issue for both Cruiser Daddy and Shagger eventually if they don't expand further to the sides here. So that could be a game decider, as Snappy runs in with the now +2 knights to focus down small numbers of crossbows here. And Daddy brings the crossbows back home to protect a defensive castle on the woodlands on stones. I think that's going to go up, but it doesn't really help this map situation here with in terms of expanding knights. Quick wall to keep the knights out on both sides. Not so nice quick wall on the other side. And maybe the castle gets almost denied after all. Shagger comes to the rescue though. And Rosenheim, why are you over here? Should have probably been over here now, but I guess the TC didn't want to risk running under TC fire. The castle gets significantly delayed though. It might eventually go up here, and this is, all things considered, a decent fight for GBLA here. Another TC, cheaper Bulgarian's TC man, only 50 stone. Not a single grapples, but a couple of castles for Snappy here. Hasn't been producing any conics yet, sticking with light cav. Preserving the gold for later, by the looks of it. And Shagger now it's Shagger's turn to get some raids in here. As Rosenheim still cramped up in the area here, does provide some castles, but neglects to expand. There is still so much room to expand to the left here, something Rosenheim could maybe consider at this point to extend the economy and re-establish an economy here. We see Gummy, Bear, Lizard Army, as they're called. They have a solid eco lead here. They are matching in military as well, whereas Rosenheim is having absolutely a decent military count here, but it's no match for the Chinese crossbows. Slav Drushina, maybe? We're not going to get to Drushina with this economy, I think, no. 46 villagers, and still only 1 town center for Rosenheim, I believe. It's not going to... But maybe something for the very late game. Elite Skirmisher. Not something you see all that much in team games, but obviously a reaction to seeing the crossbows and maybe eventually Chukonu from Cruiser Daddy here as well. So I guess Rosenheim's role in this, in the middle of Shagger and Hussein, his role is simply to play the bait and be annoying here with some decent masses of army. Surprisingly good push here, actually, with the longswords and pikes, only missing some cheap slabs siege here, as the slabs do get a discount, 15% discounts on their siege weapons. Score situation is in favor of GBLA still here, but then again, there's not really an expansion. Ooh, devil ships. any expansion to the sides here to be mentioned. Snappy is doing a great job at establishing a solid economy here and to contest Usurdat invaders in the Imperial Age. How does organ guns do against infantry? They should do very well, I'd say. Yeah, you should definitely have expanded Rosenheim, but you're buying your teammate time to get that eco rolling as well. Snappy really needs that Imperial Age now, though, because Usurdat is up, and that means that we could get Trebs out from the Chinese civilization here to take down these castles, unless Snappy has enough army to contest that. But there's so much purple in the middle here. So much area still to be taken. Oh, this is like Nomad Socotra almost here. Stables going up here for the Bulgarians, going for the stirrups cavalry here, most likely. Imperial Age, that is going to unlock Arbalest for Husudadi. Though with the investment on the field, I would definitely try and go for some Chukonu here as well for Husudadi, because that's going to be even better against infantry at a faster firing rate, and it's going to be more than decent against cavalry as well, for the same reasons. So just use the production buildings. No ranges currently producing for Husudadi, who's going in, but could have gone into input more military here total. Here comes the barracks to go into halberdiers against the conics, which I like. In the meantime, Rosenheim has made use of the cheaper stab siege and added some scorpions here now. There's Arbalest for Husudadi, but the 6 Scorpions of Rosenheim getting some good hit in here. Not necessarily taking out the Arbs here, but weakening them. So that Husudadi will essentially have to heal them up. Score lead for Husudadi though, so it's holding on nicely here. Has some expansion to the north, some stables going up as well for some raids here on Snappy's side, but the clock here is ticking for Husudadi to start contesting the castles and not for that matter the TCs as well of Snappy. Not making full use of the Imperial Age window here, the green player. I want Trebs out. Here's the first Treb. Still no sign of an Imperial Age kick for Snappy here, but the scores have switched, and in fact, ProNoobs are in the lead now with twice the military count of GBLA here. Shiger on the way up, but barely with any military to support his team here. Just a moment here. Sorry, attorney-related question to answer. Shiger expanding to the side here. Rosenheim is down here as well, with the TC now finally expanding to some sides here. TC on the gold, TC on the wood. But this TC is going to be very short-lived if Shiger gets this castle up. So that's, funnily enough, they... yeah, Shiger doesn't know about this yet. That should be okay-ish. Villager situation comparable, but Gummy Bear Lizard Army is still with a 10-15 lead here. They have fish, ProNoobs don't. Score is in favor of Who's Daddy here again, with only one trebuchet though. And also not making use of that. It's not really an eco issue either. There's woods and gold here. Definitely use the castles to produce units when you have the map. You have the Chinese Chukonu, which would handle a lot of the pressure. Even rams are even more easily taken out by Chukonu than by arbalesters like here. Oh, look at the castle. Rosenknife's expansion doesn't go unnoticed here. The TC gets stopped at 89.67%. And yeah, Shagger claims some more control to the south there. There's still lots of purple on the map here. The eco situation seems to be decent for Rosenheim here as well. And again, investing into that cheap siege to push against the User Daddy, mainly who has mainly been going for the archers here. Light cab to the north for raiding though, which could switch things up a bit with a proper amount of villager kills. But that seems to be Schnappi's idea here as well. Now in the Imperial Age, getting Hussar, Bulgarian's Hussar. If Stirrups is in as well, that's going to be tough to handle. Nine rams for Rosenheim! And there's currently not really any good answer against rams here for Gummy Bear Lizard Army. We have Shagger with 7 knights, that's about it, and then some light cav. If you can actually pull off a Castle Age ram pusher among gods. Yeah. Solid siege numbers here, and 4 siege workshops producing scorpions here. Full on siege play by Rosenheim here. This ram push is, even if it's Castle Age rams, it's going to be tough to stop. There's nothing here other than villagers for Wizard Daddy to efficiently fight this. And then there's scorpions as well to take out the Arbalest number. This is not pretty for the green player. Not getting nearly enough out of the Imperial Age. Snappy, much later to the Imperial Age, but now able to get trebuchets out and contest the green castles here. And yeah, Shagger with some map position still in the south here. There's still potential for expansion, but we see that ProNoobs are doing that bit. And at this rate, Huzudadi's armies are going to be demolished here, or buildings rather. Won't be able to produce crossbows. Who needs him, indeed. Shagger with the Portuguese Cavalier joining in here, but with a decent amount of Scorpions, you could still weaken these quite a bit. There's nothing here to stop the siege from Weak Snipe, though, so this is a great engagement by Shagger here, even if it means losing the Cavalier. This is fantastic value from an 8-10 Cavalier here to kill most of the siege here. Yeah, we have 53 military to 23 here now. Eco situation still ahead for Gummy Bear Lizard Army, but Husserl is rapidly losing terrain here, re-establishing in the north with some castles, but not with any military to back that up, and then castles won't do any good unless you have army to justify a push from there. 45 builders for Rosenheim here, but providing army, which arguably is more important now with his teammate in the Imperial Age and Hussar raids running around. The castles of Shagger need to be contested as well, though. With 4 castles, Shagger, if you had the economy, could go into mass organ guns here, and that's always tough to stop unless you have very good onagers up your sleeve, which I guess Bulgarians do with their discount on Siege Workshop units, but... Slavs and Bulgarians both have very strong... Strong siege engineers. Yes. Do they both get siege engineers as well? I don't remember. They probably do. They're kind of strong siege tips. I was getting pushed a lot in all my eco. It was hard to utilize imp to the fullest. Well then, don't go imp. Meh, meh, meh. Nah, just kidding. It was unfortunate not to get more out of the Imperial Age with that large time window that Husuladi had. Sheep, slab siege experiments at work again. Cast Age, Scorpions and Battering Rounds here, but who's counting? I think I'll go 2 to 3 casts down in early. Okay, not bad. Another castle for Shagger. He's been making castle walls in games on Nomad starts before, so why not go for the Portuguese castle wall here? I'd love to see a switch here though to go for the Orgrions here now with 5 castles total, if the eco warrants it. So we have wood and to some extent gold in the bank here. Then again, castles provide some map control for Shagger here, regardless. His issue is that Husuladi is under significant pressure here, and Enter the Cavalier, it might not be enough here to clean up the siege this time around, because the Scorpions are getting some good hits in. Longswords joining in as well. Full Castle Age Longswords at this point could be helpful in taking out buildings as well. For the ramp push though, if you have Longswords in Pantheon field, you want to garrison Longswords inside the ramps for speed as well. Might have been the idea for Rosenheim here. TC is going down left and right for Husuladi here. I'm not sure if he even has one. Yeah, he has one left because he's producing here, but I think this is the only one left for Husuladi here. Looking rather grim for the economy department of the Chinese here now. 44 builders, 100 for Shagger with the biggest boom here. Look at all these castles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 castles, and one just went down here, so 13 castles. Game of castles. Power of the Bulgarians Hussars here, cleaning up even small numbers of cavaliers. Lots of idle army for Snappy here though, which is not ideal. You want to run in and do your best, but maybe he wants to deal with the castles first here. Oh, is this hero ram going to take out this castle? Sure, Arbs, yeah, micro-nerds work here. Husuladi with the Arbalest here, focusing down one Scorpion after the other. They are Cast Age Scorpions after all, which means that you probably even outrange them, right? With the Arbalests, you have 5+3 range against the 7. Yeah, 1 more range. Green with 66 gold. That's a nasty number. Whoa, Ram's still going at it. Why not use the... Okay, he's dead. Never mind. Enter the cavalry. What's going on there? Another castle being pushed down here. No siege engineers for the Bulgarians. Lots of stables for Shagger here. Committing to the Cavalier. Very, very insistent upon going for the Cavalier and producing out of no less than 10 stables now. I would say it makes a lot of sense because there's mainly siege on the field there. There's no clear response to Cavalier play either. No slabs, halberdiers, and also no Bulgarians. Pointy voice, not a lot of them anyway. So some Arbalest raids to the side here now. Husuladi really pushed off the edge here though. Will not be able to expand without a transport ship to the other side here. Or something. So I didn't see it until it died. Good ram. Alright, Bulgarian Hussar or Portuguese Cavalier, who wins? Slabs to the rescue, and here they go. 64-54, that seems to be the villager count here, 136. Still, in the midst of all this, still a villager lead for Gummy Bear Lizard Army here. They just not gonna give in here. So what we need to see here from Shagger, I think, is not commit, at least not commit completely to the Cavalier now. Try to think about a transition into pikes, halberdiers, that sort of thing. Or, as mentioned before, the organ guns from the castles in the back there. If you get enough organ guns, it's just such a deadly mass, so hard to deal with. They will deal with any large unit mass easily. Good Cavalier raids, though, getting some damage in here, as Victor is opening some more castles, decide to claim some more map control for expansion here. I feel like we don't have a clear winner here yet. The villager situation is way ahead for Gummy Bear Lizard Army here. Rosenheim somehow being completely cleared up here is down to 21 villagers. And of course, relocating to the left-hand side, Snappy has been losing a lot to raids as well. But they still somehow have a military lead here, have some Treb siege on the field. Is this gonna be Gummy Bear Lizard Army's game? "22 Cavalier now, 30 military to 51 here, but I mean, no clear response to the Cavalier on the field. There's Bulgarian Hussar, of course, but so in a sense, if you span in the middle of them, I guess you could trade decently against the Cavalier, but for now, Shagger is obviously eating up the Bulgarian Hussars here. They both have complete Imperial Age upgrades. Goes out to the side. Nice awareness from Snappy there. Taking gold at the same place as Shagger here, but just one Hussar here to neglect Shagger of this gold. Again, resources could become an issue here with the disposition across the map here. And the fact that there are so many castles in the middle from Team ProNoobs here. They are going to have to keep making villagers though to keep up here. Because the military situation has evened out. And there's mainly trash against gold units here now. Gummy Bear Lizard Army. Well, Hussar Daddy also at 39 villagers, so not looking too great in the eco department. But Shagger with a full Portuguese boom here and kind of pushing back here. 2 players almost out of the game. Actually, hard to tell which way this game is going to go, but I'm looking at the economy and that might be a deciding factor here. Overall population 50 something apart here. And Rosenheim raiding with some, another ninja ram up here to contest the production buildings to the north side. Oh, he's on strike. But the pikes are poking away at useless buildings down here. Not sure what that flare is about. Harvest doing work against the pikes here. Going to join up with Tiger, I guess, who's still making those Cavalier. And yeah, we don't have any significant amount of pikes counter units on the field here from ProNoobs. So this is a coordinated push. It should be hard to hold up against if it gets combined with some siege here. There is one treb in production from Shagger somewhere. There we go. That's gonna take you a while. 13,000 score to 10,000 now, and ProNoobs are probably not feeling too great looking at the score, if they're looking at it at all. And the reason for that could be, well, it's the overall population situation, maybe the KD as well, with the here obviously in favor of Gummy, their Lizard Army here after having taken one player almost out of the game. Pikes for Husilad as well, that's lovely, because that's going to come in very handy against the raids, the Hussars investment and whatnot of Snappy here. And suddenly the Nomad map is shared in half, and Husilad is able to re-establish some economy here. Could drop a new TC there to steal some farms as well. GG is called, and it's going to be Gummy, Bear, Lizard Army taking the first. Interesting. Let's have a look at these stats here then. Shagger with the highest KD here, the committing completely to the Cavalier, and with Slabs kind of, I'm not sure if Slabs ever made it to the Imperial Age, but with Slabs Halberdiers, that Portuguese Cavalier investment would never work out. Slabs have an amazing economy if you can get to it, so that would be unstoppable. It would have forced Shagger into a switch there. Boosted with the Arbs, worked out, got some raids in. Arb Cavalier, hard to stop when you don't have the Halberdier switch prepared. Best boom, best eco for Shagger here as well. Did expand nicely in the end, taking the proper resources to keep production going, and the earlier Imperial Age not doing nearly as much as it could have over Snappy here with a 7 minutes difference here, but that's a matter of what you're going into the Imperial Age with eco-wise as well. Alright, that's the first one. Let's pull up game 2. Game 2, ProNoobs map choice. Let's call it a home map. And we're going to land Nomad. Nice. Well, hopefully you'll start connecting. Without me asking specifically here, or not. Okay, I think I need to restart it. No, that's fine. It happens. Second slab game. Okay. Here we go, connecting. And scoreboard seems on point, so let's go. We see TC placements already quite close here between Shagger with the slabs this time around and Snappy with the Chinese. Awfully close to each other. Husidadi down here with the Bulgarians has a fantastic potential for a big lonely boom down here. And then we have Rosenheim a bit to the side to yeah, have some potential to expand. What's allowed? Oh yeah. You just take some killing sheep. Yeah, that's laming. That's fine. Oh, nasty. Poor McGee, my friend, he has no manners. I didn't think of that when talking about the 5 minute rule and everything. It should have been 4 minutes, I see now. Theses are easily up by minute 5, but anyway, that's the way it goes. After 5 minutes, everything is allowed. If there's a TC war upon when you place the TCs, it should be an instant admin restart because we want the TCs up to get the game started. This is outside of range of each other, so this is just their own tiny little Socotra here between Snappy and Shagger. Whereas Husudad and Rosenheim have some potential for eco expansion and that sort of thing here. Let's speed it up a bit, shall we? And see what the... What's that? Looking for more sheep to kill, Shagger. Getting a boar there. We could have a... Oops, sorry. Look at the general overview here as well. This is probably where the early action is going to be most significant, so I'll stick around here. Yeah, he went for the boar, let's see. Barracks going up for both. Are they planning the... Oh, deer block. So what are we going to see here? Are we going to see scouts or are we going to see some kind of infantry investment? No infantry production. No sign of a feudal age just yet, but that should be right around the corner. And some significant food investment here, so... It is going to be Snappy up first here though, and it's going to beat Shaggy handily to it here. Shaggy going for the gold. With the stabs here. If he has FC in mind, that seems a bit risky here if you ask me, but... yeah, maybe. There's the feudal age. Let's slow it down. Not exactly hiding away the range here, are we? And yeah, so Snappy going for the Chinese archers here. That's fine, obviously. Chinese have many options throughout the ages. Easy tech switches, cheaper technologies. Shagger going for the stable and the scout, so Shagger really enjoying the cavalry play here. Daddy walling off a bit here with houses, dropping the cast market. Maybe to adjust eco as needed, maybe with the plans of a smoother cast late timing here with the Bulgarians. While Rosenheim is going for the Portuguese scouts by the looks of it. Well, there's gold here as well, so it could also be FC Knights. Force color on the way and 8 farms are up. Here comes the second range for Snappy as well. Could do some decent damage here. I mean, you're gonna get around. Shagger reacts to the range by range of his own, going to commit to some skirmishes here for defense, most likely. Looking at the scouting, it's not all that impressive for either player here. Looks like they both have markets, do they? Well, of course not, they have shared vision because of Portuguese. So that's why they have Carto. Already getting sleepier. Tweet scouts popping out for Shagger. The archers, they do have fletching though, but in small groups. Of course, these scouts can still deal with the archers if they are allowed to get close. And the Slavs TC also got some nice hits in on the archers here. So that's a good engagement for Shagger there, cleaning up all the 4 initial archers of Snappy, forcing a reproduction of archers here to continue the forward. No villager kills though, so not really... Or did he? Why is Snappy 4 villagers down? Maybe Shagger did get some kills I didn't notice here. Or is that the general KD? It's the general KD, so that's the 4 archers that went down. No eco units lost for any player just yet. We see that the scouting with the sheep here and getting some nice intel on the map here with no the potential for expansion. There's not no Rosenheim's location just yet, which is something they'll hopefully find eventually. Scouts and archers for Team ProNoobs here. Good combination. Scouts to handle the skirms, spears to handle the scouts. Getting some pokes in there. And patiently just stacking up on archers here before engaging further. Yeah, so this is the little cramped area where everything is going on here. Shagger trying to wall off, but gets obstructed by Rosenheim's scouts here, getting up the houses. Hasn't scouted the edge either, so that's still going to be open for the mobility of our orange player here. Orange scouts, not something you see every day, but they seem to be working out here. Could snipe some farms. Let's see if Rosenheim wants to do that. Nope. Sees the pointed boy shies away. What's Who's Daddy doing here though? Is it FC Knights here after all? Or not so FC Knights? Second stable going up. Cast age 20% away. And beating all the others to the cast age here could provide for a very healthy power spike for Rosenheim here. For Who's Ready, I mean, over Rosenheim here. But the food gold ratio not quite on point for double stable consistent night production, at least not for too long here, but both stables producing at least. $78 to 69 villagers. This time around is ProNoobs with the villager lead here. Snappy clicks up as well will unlock the crossbow upgrade then for the masses of archers here in the ranges close to home. Releasing the archers way before castle age here. This could be a moment for Husrad to send in the knights that they have only +1, but +2 is on the way. Knights could definitely clean up this if Shagger communicates to Husrad here. They're still 1 minute away from being, or almost 2 minutes away from being crossbows. Husrad definitely needed here with the knights. Here they come. No, they don't. Ooh, pity. Of course, Shagger can't know that Castle Age is right around the corner for the Chinese player, but still, with 15 archers out on the field like that, they're just begging to be hit by the Castle Age Knights of your teammate. We went back for the scouts. Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Wanted to clean up the scouts as well. Here's the crossbow upgrades, 30 seconds away for Snappy here. No sign of any Bodkin arrow yet, though. And gold seems to be the issue. They're stumbling, which is important against cavalry units. That boosts the firing rate and the accuracy of the archer's line. Seriously though, where's Bodkin for Snappy here? He needs that for crossbows to have maximum efficiency damage output wise. Pikeman on the way in, I like that addition as well, knowing that the Bulgarians player is going for the cavalry here. Double cavalry, Shagger and Hussar Daddy both going for the Knights line units. Castle up on the side here for Rosenheim to cover some wood lines here and kind of limit raids, and more TCs going up as well on the golds and woods here. There's gold in the back to be taken as well, so they're establishing some nice presence here. They're actually kind of splitting the map in half here. TC in the back for Jagger. So this could become a long game looking at the disposition of resources here. And looking at the fact that the villager count is identical. I'm not sure if you even had the villager kill yet. Almost nothing. Rosenheim has killed 2 villagers, that's about it. So 27 military to 33, yeah, they seem somewhat evenly matched here, but the eco is extending more rapidly for ProNoobs by the looks of it. We have some raids over here, but there's also military to defend here for Rosenheim, who also has slightly better upgrades for the units. So Rosenheim should be able to potentially be able to clean this up due to better upgrades, but some of the units in the mix are light cav as well, so it turns out to be quite even here. In fact, Rosenheim loses the engagement, but it also limits the damage done by Husadad's raids on Rosenheim's side. Snappy side line letting his side down. Yeah. Well, it's Chinese, it's hard to keep them going. Castle here for the Bulgarians unlocks stirrups for the Castle Age technology to benefit the cavalry attacking faster. Another TC as well. Town centers for the Bulgarians cost only 50 stones, so it's very easy to expand the Bulgarians' economy. But that's a weird TC. I suppose it's supposed to go on the wood here for Shagger, but I don't quite understand. It's like a marathon uphill run for the builders for every chop tree there. He really wants his builders to work out here, but it looks a bit... Crossbows just aiming at buildings here now, so Snappy not really doing significant damage here. Could maybe... try and sneak around. Could be powerful here if Snappy by any chance has it scouted. Neither player has the... Oh, Shagger has the edge scouted, but doesn't have it plugged yet. Is allowed to boost up the numbers here, and yeah, it looks like the game is kind of passive right now. Rosenheim trying for some raids here, not being allowed into Husiradi's economy here with this well-placed castle in the middle of golds and farms here. It's a farm TC, obviously. Next lever move by Shagger here. Rosenheim with the numbers here again. I'm still not similar upgrades. Husserlad is still missing that +2 attack, so even in equal numbers, Rosenheim will be taking the better fight here. Skirmishers added by Shagger. Knight Skirm, I guess that's decent enough. The skirms will handle both crossbows and pikes here if Shagger's army management is on point. Double cavalry, not necessarily the best choice even for land Nomad though, unless you're in a great spot over the opponents. And right now it's ProNoobs with the military lead here, slight military lead as well, but nothing is settled or determined here, that's for sure. "37 crossbows and counting for Snappy here. It keeps consistent double range production. Shagger with the triple stables producing knights, but failing to get significant numbers here. Daddy with +2/+2 knights now. Not going to get a great fight here though, even alone against the crossbows here. Gets kind of a surround, but there are some pikes here, and it's a nice choke point for Snappy to diminish the numbers of Daddy's army here. Monks somewhere for Daddy has been contesting some relics. Maybe that's the plan there too. Those knights running through trees was bad for my part. Hey, what's with this castle? That could be much more. That could be definitely be much more offensive when you have this kind of army to protect it. Okay, but I mean it's kind of covers this gold, kind of covers this stone. I think I'd rather have it on the hill or simply much more offensively on the woodline or on the TC here to limit Shagger's economy with the castle. Use it offensively since you have the army to defend it. Another castle going up for Rosenheim as well on the woodline again, and yeah, limiting any easy entry on this side. Knights numbers 18 to 11 here for Rosenheim, so definitely taking a lead here with the Portuguese. I'm gonna 1-for-1 trade there. Good recognition by Shagger. That's not my castle. You're right, it's a red castle, but it's definitely not going up. Oh, that was hard to see in the middle of the orange there. That was really hard. But yeah, goodbye. Offensive castle by Daddy. Good efforts. This is not the castle you're looking for. Military situation. 79 military to 21 though. Now for ProNoobs. We even have Imperial Age on the way for Rosenheim. That should unlock Cavalier for all these. Even some organ guns in the mix. Which, if masked properly, will make a pike switch or addition from the Slavs or Bulgarians here a lot tougher to handle. Good raids here. It's basically a 1v1 on either side here now, and it's Rosenheim and Snappy pushing on both ends. Still much to be done with the push. We'll need some siege eventually. One old man scaring away all those 24 knights of Rosenheim as well. Don't want to lose knights to conversions here. But some production capabilities go down, and that means that's going to be tougher for Gummy Bear Lizard Army to match the numbers of ProNoobs. But look at the army count here, 92 to 17, and also an equal lead for ProNoobs here. Oh, Spearman Rush! Didn't see where it was and panicked, yeah. Know the feeling. Oh, So big kill. Hero Spearman. Look at these guys doing work. Snipe the farms for you at it. Shagger. Oh, beautiful. 2 kills. Headshot. They're not even losing hit points. 2 spears. 2. Oh, oh, oh. We're gonna get the 3rd kill here. Has the Imperial Age for Who's Your Daddy. That means Halberdier should be on the way for Bulgarians here. Not a bad call. With the cavalry investment of Rosenheim being quite significant here. And Cavalier is in for Rosenheim with the Portuguese here. Could probably take out this TC even with Castle Fire in the way here. And on the other side here we have Snappy with a serious offensive with the crossbows here as well. Soon to become Arbalest maybe for the Chinese here. We have Triconu inside the castle as well. While the Spearman finally gets focused on by a garrisoned TC here. Mangonel defense for Shagger here, but with that castle, there's a limit to how far you can go with your Mangonels to defend as well. Army is becoming a huge issue for Gummy Bear Lizard Army here. We have Onager on the way. That is cheaper to invest into for stabs in terms of producing them. And there are 3 Mangonels already to be upgraded into Onager as well. Siege Engineers who give +1 range. I don't know if Snappy could smell this or what, but yeah, at least it pulls away the archers. Fearing that Onager might be on the way here. So, Cavalier and Halberdiers death combo here now. Rosenheim with the mass Cavaliers, 40 Cavaliers now to just go raid and finish off Shagger here. We have Husadadi also going into Onager here. Seems like a bit of an overkill having both players going for it, but Bulgarians, they also have cheaper Siege Workshop upgrades. So that kind of justifies it. But the overall army situation here though, it's 130 to 52 here. Not an easy task for Shagger to hold this off at this point. The helps are here, so they're going to chew up quite a few of the Cavaliers unless Rosenheim starts paying attention here. But now pulling back towards the Jugonu and the crossbows here to take out the rest of the helps, and we see Shagger also going to help here. Both players going into help Onagers here, but look at the castles and the town centers and everything of Rosenheim and Snappy here. They are hungry for revenge here. They look set to take the 1-1 here with the sheer force on build 3 here. 5, almost 6 times the size of Gummy Bear Lizard Army here. Nice juicy Onager shot there though, but it doesn't look bright for the red and blue player here. Repairing while being attacked by 13 Cavaliers. Going to be some significant villager losses here. Shagger is almost to being down below 40 villagers here now. And yeah, not much eco to consider in the bank either. Husadad still has the eco at home here, but being 1 vs 2 and with the military size on the field here now, that's just not one you push back if you're Gummy Bear Lizard Army. It's a 1-1, and we'll be seeing a third game here with Gummy Bear Lizard Armies home map. In the third and decided game, it's also going to be a hidden civ free pick, but the loser of the previous game gets to pick the map, so a slight advantage there, of course. 115 to 92, the Portuguese Cavalier investment paying off here with raids and mobility of it. And Gummy Bear Lizard Army just doesn't stand a chance here. Better economy as well, with Portuguese surprisingly out-ecoing stabs by good margins here. And that earlier cast age didn't do nearly enough for Husaradi, sadly. That mistake not to deal with the Chinese archers early on, as was confirmed by Husaradi in the Twitch chat as well. Alright, let's bring up the third game between these two teams. The map is going to be Water Nomad! I. Ouch! Oh, this is a mess of a map. This is a pure mess of a map. Let's go. 14. We've frozen here, but looks like I hope it's going to catch up. I didn't prepare a third map, to be honest. Well, it happens. Okay, looks like a... Oh, no. Fine. We are catching up. Thank you, Capture H. Or thank you, my laptop. Depending. Water Nomad, it is. And it's a freaking mess. Where you start with 5 builders and 6 fishing ships, I think, or something like that. And overall just a need to get some big... Yeah, you need to drop houses right away. You need to get a dock up ASAP as well, otherwise your fishing ships will be rendered useless. And Water Nomad, a big, massive thing for Water Nomad is that if you don't wall your woodlands or whatever, you're always at risk of being hit by demolition ships. And if you get a demolition ship hit in on the enemy's woodland, suddenly you take out 5 or 6 of their lumberjacks in one shot, and that could be a game changer if it happens early enough. Look at the TC placements here. They're going for the woodlands as usual, as is most common for Nomad maps. Hunting water buffaloes, taking the fish, getting those docks up. And neither team knows what's up with this map, so wondering how this will play out for them. TC placement, Husaradi very close to Snappy with the Indians here. Rosenheim with the Portuguese, Snappy with the Indians. While Saracens Vikings, at least naval sibs for Husaradi and Shagger here, could play into their favor, I guess. So, looking at the scoutings here. I think we'll just take our chances on a fast forward here and see what the Feudal Age brings us. And the moment we hit Feudal Age, we're going to slow down straight away, because that could mean demolition ships and most definitely some naval investments here. Looks like ProNoobs are handling the start better here. 21 pop for both, making some more fish and generally taking a good eco advantage here. Who's that going up at 15 population to the Feudal Age? What the heck is this? I'm not sure what that's going to accomplish for the green player here, but let's see. Fast fuel on a water map could definitely come in handy. Let's follow the only player in the Feudal Age. Fire Galley. No, don't make Fire Galley. Make demos. Make demos. That's fine. Scrappy screamed when he realized how close you guys were and louder at the outtime. Double with axe on the way in, fast feudal into eco upgrades here for the Saracens by the looks of it. There is a fire galley here somewhere, but where is it gonna go? And Husadadi literally has no idea where the enemies are, and it's just hoping to casually run into them here. But right now it looks like he wants to attack Shagger, so that's not very good team spirit of Husadadi here. Barracks for Snappy! Going for the Indians' scout rush on Water Nomad here, maybe. Another dock going up on the fish here as well. Short fish, deep fish to be taken. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm looking at here. I love how Gummy Bear Lizard Army are picking the weirdest map of all when they don't have a third map prepared though. Fuel H in for ProNoobs and both players on ProNoobs here. Parigal is as well. No sign of demo ships just yet. But we've found the enemy and Rosenheim's fish eco is at risk. Good engagement by Husudaddy here, lowest score on this team, but providing military here. What's Shagger doing? Shagger probably going fast castle longboats here. Extending on the Eco 26 pop. Another dock up in the back here. Extending the fish eco and also staying well out of sight of both Rosenheim and Snappy here. Fish eco is expendable, yeah. I know at least a few players who would agree with you on that. 7 fire ships, fire galleys total for ProNoobs here, whereas Husadi has 6. Against the Saracens, not playing into Saracens' strengths here by making fire galleys though, because it's the galleys of the Saracens that fire faster, not the fire galleys. So mixing in some galleys here and doing some hit and run micro could probably be playing into Husadi's favor here, but 1 versus 2 on water, that's gonna be rough for Husadi here. Losing all of the fire galleys almost against Snappy and Rosenheim here, now establishing a score lead. Cast stage on the way for Shagger though, that means that longbows could be on the menu. Ooh, Lucifer losing some buildings here. Dangerously close to TC. Oh, demo. Let's see it. Ah, only 1 ship goes down. That's a bit disappointing. But ProNoobs definitely establishing a good lead on water here now. Castlage not that far behind, all things considered, either for the Indians player here, given the massive investment into water they've both done here. Vikings player Shagger is going to be first up here though, and knowing Vikings eco with the instant wheelbarrow and now soon to be instant handcart, that eco is just going to escalate. Shagger untouched so far, but Husuladi losing most of the eco except for the food here, and going to struggle against the offenses here. Might imagine a demolition ship hit here though. Oh, please send a demo into the TC here. That would be just epic. What a mess. 30 seconds to go for the gas stage. Bodkin arrow, triple dock production of longboats here. Shagger to the rescue, but is it going to be enough against the now 12 fire galleys of ProNoobs on the water here, and with Castlage just kicking in for Snappy? That's a very good uptime with the investment, but keep in mind that you start with lots of food on, or lots of fish and potential for quick food on the water Nomad, right? So if you just add fish and docks early on, you could get a beautiful uptime, even with Fuel Age naval investment. 2 TCs for Snappy here, taking woodland and gold here, and then gold over here. 7 builds and 6 fishing ships, right? Yeah, so 30 pop start, pretty massive for the early economy. I think maybe Shagger could have gone to Fiddler. Not necessarily Shagger, it's in a good spot to go FC with the Vikings there if they're busy handling you, but he might have needed even more economy to back it in the cast stage. Yeah, you can get real early good age times on Water Nomad for sure. So longboats numbers increasing here for Shagger now, 9 longboats. But Shagger is on its own here now, whose daddy is down to 34 villagers and no military, right? So there's not going to be any help to be had there. I think Snappy or Rosenheim will need to go into some ranged unit here. And Portuguese with access to the Caravel unique ship as the only civilization, basically a scorpion on water. And one of the better answers to Vikings longboat, or Vikings in general, the Portuguese here. Some banter between the teams there. But looking at the population here, better build count, better RB count for ProNoobs here, with Rosenheim going up to the cast age at 45 builders here as well. And with cast age unlocking, as said, the Caravel from the docks, still eating the Water Buffalo. There's quite a few of them on Water Nomad. Nice hit and run here from the Vikings, making quick work of the fire galleys of Snappy here, forcing Snappy into something else maybe as well. Who's already stuck in the fuel age until now with cast age on the way. Camels. What the hell are the camels going to contribute here? One demolition ship and they're dead. Yeah, exactly. With Vikings you can't counter caravels alone. Not with these, anyway. But Shagger in general, Vikings are his favorite civilization. He plays them a lot, so he probably just picked Vikings for his love of Vikings, not for the strength against Portuguese. Doesn't play a lot of water. True, as well. It probably doesn't play a lot of water, period. But a nice longbow hit and run. Longboat hit and run micro here will again probably challenge Rosenheim's numbers here. Castle down at home for Rosenheim. Defensive castle to protect the economy, woodlands, whatnot. Good addition there. Shagger now just sitting around here to make sure that his teammate will be able to reach the cast stage here and maybe contribute to the greater good again. Makes you hate water maps. Why did you agree on playing water Nomad then? Just for fun. Castle was for Carrack. Extra armor for the ships. For the Portuguese, yeah. Unique technology makes sense as well. Given the position ProNoobs are in here, though, I don't see any need to rush Carrack here, honestly. If anything, just get careening from the docks if you don't have it already, but I think you... No, you don't, actually. So careening needs to be researched as well. I was confident on my water skills, but kind of failed towards one. Yeah. Not the best spot, but if you have Tyrantans, you want to play into their strengths of fast firing galleys, right? Just for fun, so you need to remember that as well. You could still open fire galleys, but then add regular galleys later, because they'll be better than your opponent's galleys. Simple as that. Oh, are we gonna see the TC dying to fire ships here? There's really no opportunity for expansion for Who's Your Daddy here. He's so incapacitated, making a little bit of war galleys, and speaking of those galleys, he's been adding them. Eco kind of lacking. That's an understatement for sure. Camels on Water Nomad. This must be naval camels. Solid army on water for Rosenheim as well, really producing caravels now mainly. Carrack is in. And actually, with the camels out now, you could actually use... Oh, demo shot. You could actually use the camels as a meat shield in front of the longboats here, and then use the boats behind to take out the ships. But it looks like Rosenheim is going to do this on his own here. Yeah, Shagger has the proper upgrades for defense as well. Nostalgia to when camels and ships have the same armor class. Exactly. Ships are camels in Age of Empires 2, or used to be, anyway. Which means that pikemen and everything would be very efficient against ships on hybrid terrain like this. Longboat's number is still scary though, still consistent production here for Shagger, which is nice. It's going to be a battle between caravels and longboats here, a battle that the caravels should win if they are able to match numbers. Yeah, spear lane, but it's only spearmen that have bonus damage against ships now, I think, or big extra damage against ships, and not the pikemen or halberdier, if I've understood it correctly. So Shagger with the castle now wants to go into Berserkers maybe. That's also one of his go-to units with the Vikings. The eco situation for his teammate is less than stellar though, still being confined to starting position here with only 25 builders and literally no way to expand, but now might be the moment for Husidadi because Rosenheim's army is out of position. Just flee to the north or something, relocate, reboom, and try and get back into it. Best eco for the Vikings here as well, 71 builders or eco units total. Maybe Shagger can hard carry this. the ever-increasing number of caravel is going to be a big issue for the Vikings here, owners. Let's see. Just slaying some more builders. Russo Daddy, 21 builders. No pain, no gain, just for fun. So you could have tried and snuck away. Oh, Caravel's doing work here now. Lots of weekend longboats here. 28 to 23 now. And yeah, both with solid ecos here, both the Portuguese and the Vikings. But then again, the Portuguese ships, they cost 20% less gold. Any gold unit for the Portuguese costs less. Easier to mass overall. We see more production going on here as well. Shaggers, longboat production has come to a halt, and you can't fight Caravels in equal numbers. Let me check my idleness time. Pretty low idleness time here for Rosenheim with admittedly only one TC behind this, but just about 1 minute is absolutely admirable on a chaotic map like this. $45 military to 21, kind of looking a bit like the previous game here, with ProNoobs really taking a numbers advantage. Here comes the demo. Nice hit. So a demolition ship hit to Husudad's satisfaction here, making the best of the little economy that is left. Imperial Age for the Vikings, but only 21 longboats to benefit from that. Caravels outnumbering. And we have Rosenheim on the way to the Imperial Age here as well. Is Husudad going to be defeated here, or what's going on? Oh, he's fleeing. He's gonna run into an enemy castle. No! 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 Rip. Oh, please tell me you're chasing this Rosenheim. Oh, yes! 30 builders, about to be... How many? 12? Okay, the Campbells are taking some responsibility here. I think we might be looking at a defeated player here. If they don't call the GG first and save themselves that humiliation. They're gonna hide in the corners, edges of the maps and wall yourself in now. Oh boy. Don't you dare chase him, take out the TC. Nice. Yeah, it's down. Doesn't look like oh. Hello. Nice to eat you. Or not? Oh. Peaceful coexistence in AU2 right here. 3 villagers left for Husudadi. And they're in the middle of 2 enemy TCs. Hello there. Dur, 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 dur. 3, 2, 1. Rip! GD. Oh, yeah, that's the final blow for ProNoobs for sure. 2-1, it goes. GL next is wished, and well played to Gummy Bear Lizard Army as well. Fighting to the very last. That's here. We'll go with Jaws. Yeah. I missed the name, I'm not mispronouncing it. That's why I've shortened it in the scoreboard as well. Water Nomad, close series for sure. I don't understand the map pick of a Gummy Bear Lizard Army, but well fought. Interesting set.